Hi, in this video I'd like to create Todd Barton's Krell Patch on the Intellijel Cascadia. Now the Krell Patch, of course, as we know, is a sort of Muzak thing where you create a sort of weird lilting, random sort of cadenced music. And it can be done on synthesizers, and there's a few sort of key components that you need to have, such as an envelope that has an end of cycle output, and some kind of sample and hold generator that can create randomness. And we use that randomness to change the width of the envelope, and so have short moments and sort of long moments, and have the pitch change in between from one to the other, and so create this kind of slow, fast, high, low sort of, music. I think that's what they call it. And so I've been working on a patch on the Cascadia, which I think is a fairly decent Krell, as Krells go. And I've got a little patch sheet, which I left at home. And so I have a printout of it here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create the patch together, you and me, right now. So what I want to do is use randomness and envelope B, because envelope B has got an end of fall output, which is like the end of cycle. When it completes a cycle, you get this little flash out of the envelope, and we can use that to re-trigger itself. And it has CV control of the rise and fall so that we can change the timing, which is what we need. So what I will do is I will go the output of the sample and hold generator, the random voltage, and I'm going to feed it into the mixuverter here, which gives me the option of kind of controlling how much I'm sending. Now, the Cascadia is very well specified and has lots of outputs and mults. So I've got 3 outputs from this, and I'm going to apply them to 3 different things. I'm going to send them into the rise control, the fall control, because I want them both to move, and also the pitch. I want the pitch of the synth to change with the changing of the rise and fall. And so I will go into the pitch input of VCOA, and then we shall go from the end of fall output into the trigger of the sample and hold. So the sample and hold itself right now is being triggered by this MIDI clock source, but I want to have it change every time there is a new cycle. So I'll go from the end of fall into trig, and I will copy this. Actually, we'll do this in a sec. Let's go first from envelope B, and we'll put it into the level control. What this will do is make envelope B control the volume of the synth. And then, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, I want to have a kind of like growly tonality. And so I'm going to go from the folder, the wave folded output, into the input of the filter. So we're going to use the wave folder, we're going to filter it, and then we're going to make it go slow, fast, and up, down in an interesting way. So let's see if I can make this work. Oh yeah, there is also some like knob settings that I need to respect. So give me a second. And so we just cut a few seconds of me getting this absolutely ready and matching the knob settings, but let's add some reverb. That's what we're talking about, isn't it? That's Christmas #1 written all over it. So every time we're cycling, you're getting a different pitch and also a different length. But we want it to sort of self-play. And so we need to use our end of fall, and we need to have the envelope re-trigger itself. And the way we do it is we plug the output back into itself. So we go from the output of the end of 4 into the gate sync input. But if you push it, it won't cycle. You have to disconnect it and then cycle it and then jam it in before it has time to like think about it. Does that make sense? Probably not, but you have to disconnect the sync. You have to trigger while it's mid-trigger, connect it, so that when it completes its cycle, it will fire and then re-trigger itself. So, I mean, this is the kind of thing that, you know, if I'm being cynical, people are like, oh, this is what modulars are. You're all making this bug music, but it can sound really beautiful with the right settings. And what we've got here is this idea of slow fast, because we are using sample and hold to control the rise and fall, you know, thereby extending the width and contracting the envelope on a per sort of cycle basis. Every time the envelope completes a full cycle, it changes its size. And so we're totally off grid, you know, we're not on the beat anymore. Sounds a bit like oboe-like, doesn't it, at certain moments? Is that an oboe? I mean, close enough for music concrete. Let's take envelope B and apply it to fold. Folding will change. Oh yeah. There was one more setting actually which I didn't mess with, which was FM index. I don't know what you call ambient music that's like actually a bit angry, but it sounds annoyed with me. But I enjoyed myself, so thanks for having me, Cascadia. And yeah, that is the Krell Patch. You use sample and holds and a cycling envelope, and you adjust the rise and fall of that envelope so that it's short and fast from one cycle to the next. And you use that, the change in that cycle to also change the pitch of the oscillator. And you can spend a lot more time, and you could like quantize the pitch of the oscillator. You actually can't do that just in the Cascadia by itself. But if you have other modular stuff, that's a nice thing to try, is quantize the pitch or just go off grid. That is more the spirit of the thing. It's not tempo locked. But I suppose it probably could be. It's probably, there are ways of doing it. Like the envelope can be synced here. So I think it's probably a way. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this foray into angry ambient, and I thank you for your attention. Subscribe, links below to Cascadia and other gear, and we'll see you next time.